You know, they say you get what you pay for, but what happens if you buy all of these cameras for less than the price of this relatively inexpensive one? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Joe Finley, and today I bought 4 of the cheapest microphones you can find on Amazon, and we're going to test them against the longtime standard, the Logitech C920. This is actually the C922, but it's still a really good comparison. First up, we have this Elipenico webcam. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably not. It's 1080p, 30 frames per second, and claims to have a 110-degree field of view, and has this handy-dandy little flip that goes down for privacy's sake. Now, we don't need that. We don't need some privacy. I want you to see me. Also came with this little tripod that's very weird and bendy. Interesting idea, very flimsy feeling. I don't know how I feel about it. It also comes with a weird little clip. Like you're going to clip it onto yourself or something like that. I don't know, we'll see. Next up, I got this one for $19.99 Canadian. This is the Autens, again, probably mispronouncing it, webcam. It's another 1080p, 30 frames per second. It doesn't give me any claims for field of view, so I guess we'll have to see that. It's very flimsy feeling. I'm not sure how I feel about that. We'll have to see. It's got the teeniest little camera on it, too. Like, let's get really close. Can you see? Next up, this other HD webcam does not have a brand name. Also 1080p 30. Very similar to the last one, the Autens that we showed you. It has very similar capabilities as far as rotating like this. And then, yeah, feels cheap, but a much bigger lens on this one. So we'll have to see how that one goes. It's worth noting I did find the brand for the other one. It's called Useeshine. Useeshine. You get it? And the last one, another 1080p 30, is the Oowolf webcam. It feels very much like a toy you got in a Happy Meal. Fairly small lens on it. So when you add them all up, you'll see the comparison price to the C922 here and realize that these things were really cheap. To prove how cheap these were, let's have a look at the actual boxes that they came in. You'll never guess which one went in which box. This was one of them. This is another one. This is the third one. And the fourth one. They're basically the exact same thing. They all say HD webcam or something along those lines and just show a lens. None of them say the brand on it or anything like that. Quite terrifying. Okay, so we're going to do a little control and we're going to have a look at the C922 first, and then we'll have a bar to compare everything else to. Okay, so this is the C922. I actually had to do a lot of work with this. I had to shut off my lights because I was completely blown out even if I took the brightness all the way down. So something worth considering with this one. Here's what it looked like just kind of straight out of the box. And then this is a more color corrected version of it. I mean, the colors aren't terrible. Definitely not comparing to the AverMedia Livestreamer Cam PW513 or the Elgato Face Cam. By the way, AverMedia, shrink the name of your stuff, please. But this camera was the camera that really started it all for people who were streaming kind of in the early days, and a lot of people still use it today. Okay, and this is the Oowolf. Shooting at 1080p, great, but noisy as heck, man. Look at next to me right now. This looks like just straight up white noise. I tried my best. This is what it looked like out of the box with the lights on. So again, the lights are off and dimmed, but it's a rough picture. And again, no matter what I do, I mean, my lights are on at 17% brightness right now. My overhead, like my dining room lights. And that's all I've got on right now other than the computer screens in front of my face. And I'm still blown out like this. There's no getting rid of that either. Like, let's show you as we actually do it. I can bring the brightness all the way down. And you see how blown out I still am because there's no getting rid of that. Like up here and there. It's just white as white can be. And to give you an example, this is me with all of the lights out in the entire room right now, except my computer screen and the Christmas lights behind me, which look really pretty right now. This is kind of a look unto itself, though. Again, it's still a really noisy camera and stuff like that, but I kind of like this. It's kind of shrouded in mystery. But yeah, Oowolf, more like Ew-wolf. Huh? Okay, so this is the Elipenico for $10 US. I mean, not terrible. I mean, not good, but it's still really noisy. It's flickering a lot with the lights in the background. It's better than the first time I plugged it in, though. I couldn't get it. It wouldn't white balance. It was just this sheer blue. So that's also another thing, is it's inconsistent from time to time. For the price, sure. But again, this is what it looked like when I turned it on in the first place with lights. I mean, none of these cameras, even though they sell saying, oh, for streamers and all these kind of things, it's not meant for them. This is meant for a grandma who just wants a webcam to talk to her kids. This is the Useeshine. A little bit less noisy, still noisy, but less noisy than the last couple. And color's okay. The white balance is a little weird. I monkeyed with it a little bit. Again, couldn't fix this without completely making everything else dark. Again, this is what it looked like coming out of the box. I'm just a completely white, featureless face with a pair of eyes. And the flicker is again a problem, but serviceable. I wouldn't put it on a stream, but again, if you need to connect to family very far away, it's better to see them than to not. And this appears to be the first HD camera ever made in like 1974 or something like that. Like, look at this. This is the noisiest thing I have ever seen in my life. And what's really interesting is the twinkle of the lights look really nice back there. The only problem is they're not twinkle lights. They are static. Yikes. I mean, here's what it looked like before with the lights on and stuff like that. But the field of view is horrible. So I just noticed that low light compensation was turned on in the camera settings. So I was like, oh, maybe that's where all the noise is coming from. Let's shut it off. Didn't do a whole lot of anything. It's still so grainy. This isn't even megapixels. It looks like centipixels. Okay, so I got to look at them all side by side, and I think that the Useeshine won me over the most because it had the biggest depth of field. It was the least objectionable. Have a look at them all side by side here and see what you think. I'd love to hear what your favorite was down in the comments. I mean, they all have their flaws, especially the Autens. I mean, look at that thing. Oh my God. But bottom line, I don't think I would put any of the 4 of these on my stream. Look at the C922, for example, right now. And you can see it's just a clearer, more accurate picture. It's not perfect by any means, but it's way better. And then if you want to start going up in the budget, then you get into your Elgato face cam and your AverMedia live streamer cam PW513, again, shorten the name. They look absolutely gorgeous and are so worth the money, especially when you see what a little money gets you. Or you can go crazy like me and go the mirrorless route. But that is it for this video. Buyer beware. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, click like, click subscribe, hit that notification bell. It helps me out very much. And let me know down in the comments if you'd like to see something like this again, because we're all on a budget, but not too much of a budget, I hope. So I'm looking forward to seeing you again. And until then, let's get to work.